Hi, I'm Guy,
Hi, I'm Troy.
and this is Geek Tank.
Your We Weren't Here Last Week size podcast.
We weren't here last week,
Hmm.
which you probably noticed, and our
Maybe,
podcast is appropriately sized.
maybe they did or didn't. Who knows?
Maybe nobody noticed.
S-
Maybe we didn't notice.
So this wouldn't be lower thirds. This would be like side by side thirds.
But you mean you're talking about the thing?
Well, I'm looking at three boxes here. So we're broken into thirds right now.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. You're not talking about lower thirds, which would be
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Or the rejected name for Star Trek Lower Decks.
Yeah, it's all the people on the third deck. Only
Yeah,
the third deck.
only the third deck.
Those people on deck three, the lower thirds.
Which reminds me, I need to find those Klingon ships and stuff for this weekend.
Yes,
You
Klingon
have
ships.
you got a few things you're bringing, right? You said you got a ship or something.
Yeah, well, nobody got their printer up and running, so
Oh, okay. So
hard for me to print stuff.
we'll just need a proxy.
Yeah, we'll find something. It'll be fine.
Cool.
It will be fine. Yeah, I'm prepping up for the con. I guess this year I'm not doing the arrow, so not
Oh,
sure why. No, don't know what that's about, but
was it confirmed you weren't doing it, or was it just not confirmed that you're supposed to do it?
so a little of both at this point. I
Oh,
messaged Amanda 3 weeks ago and said, hey, just while I'm getting all my equipment together, just verifying. And she said, no, we're not doing that this year.
oh,
And then today I got wouldn't it really suck if I totally misunderstood her? So I sent a follow up saying, hey, just double checking, but are you sure you do not want me to start the convention with an arrow? And she has not responded. So
okay.
a little of both.
Hmm. Well,
So I'm
I would, I would,
unsure.
I would go off of the first one because that sounded pretty definitive.
It's
Um,
well, the biggest problem with that is even though and of course this has to be quantified with I absolutely do not mind and I love doing this, but it effectively is the same amount of stuff as a cosplayer takes for a cosplay. So with the makiwara and the stand and the bow and the arrows and my full kimono and all of that stuff is just space consumptive. So if I'm not doing it, I actually will can probably pack everything into one suitcase as opposed to having seven bellhop things of you know
right.
stuff to carry, which is actually would be nice. I could bring Starfleet uniforms, which usually get kicked out of my choices of things to bring. Um,
However, running the Kobayashi Maru would be appropriate for you to wear a Starfleet uniform.
right, exactly. But on the same token, it is sad because I like doing it. I don't want
Oh,
to
there might have
not.
been some weird technical thing that messed it up, and that's why it's not happening.
Maybe.
I do know that we're having we, as in the dojos, having to kind of adjust our layout a little bit based off of some new charges that the hotels decided they're going to hit the con with this year. So
That's no fun.
yeah, so apparently they want to charge a lot of money for electricity that they weren't charging before.
Yeah, it does
So
not surprise me.
the spite person inside of me is like, fine, let's run a huge cable from it all the way out to the parking lot and let's charge everybody's e-cars. Get
Right.
our money. Let's get our money's worth.
I'll be bringing my car so we can charge it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, as you saw, the trophy looks great for this year's
Yep.
king size tournament.
The trophy
It's
was awesome. I was over there. We were working on we're doing a new stand for the lantern so that the lantern won't. It didn't tip over last year, but gosh, it sure did feel like it would.
hmm,
So we're just not ecstatic. So this time we're putting in a really more robust, longer stand so that it has a bigger footprint, but it also has less space of which to trip over.
hmm,
So, and it looks nicer. So
cool.
we're doing a better, stand for that. That'll be cool. The new signs for the lantern are ready. Um, I've prepped my Besom game, which I'll be doing for the con. So if
Nice.
you want to join me, I'll be doing Big Eyes Small Mouth version of Gundam.
This will probably be the
So
most
I have some Besom characters already.
probably be the heaviest RPG con yet, because I've got quite a few people coming in to run games, which I'm pretty excited about. So
Well, that's cool.
yeah, so it should be fun. Yeah, I just had an email slip past my emails, and I just found a couple of days ago someone saying, "Hey, what do I need to do to run a game, to run an RPG in the dojo?" And so I got back to him as quickly as I could, saying, "You got it. Just show up, and we'll write your stuff on the board, and you can do it." So
Yeah. Well, that sounds awesome to me. I do have my full schedule too, which is kind of nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I do want to print out some red, yellow, green cards for my people running role playing games, since it's a bunch of players that you don't know. If something's about to cross the line for a player, they can point to the red card. Like if you were playing in a game and all of a sudden thousands of cockroaches were going to attack the players, you could point at the red card and go,
right, red card. I'm out. I'm out.
No cockroaches.
We're going to do the next scene, but first. And I'm like, okay, red card, I'm out. I don't know what you're doing, but you're waiting to startle me. I can already tell.
Jump scare the RPG.
Yeah, don't yeah.
GURPS jump scare.
Yeah, that's why I can't. It's why I don't play Dread, though. I just can't deal with Jenga.
And this year we've got a giant sized Jenga set that they're giving so we can play giant Dread.
Okay, just don't do it during 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock on Saturday.
I was going to do it on a table with a bunch of balloons and put needles on the Jenga set, so as they fall, they pop all the balloons.
That's important.
Oh, by the way, today
I'll be in another state.
Today I learned that the acid from an orange pill can cause a balloon to pop. So if you have a balloon
quickly
and you
or slowly,
super fast, like a needle exploding it. So I need to try it in person because I've only seen the video of it, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, now I want to try this. So I need to buy some balloons and some oranges.
Some orange balloons.
Orange balloons. 99 of them.
Yep. 99 orange balloons. Popping because you put orange stuff on them.
So let's see what else. Indie Case coming up this weekend. If you don't already know, it's all kinds of fun stuff. We have a new group coming in to run some Magic tournaments for us, as well as Pokemon, One Piece. I don't know if they're bringing the mobile, the Gundam game or not. I'm hoping they are, but I'm not sure.
I thought, I mean, we don't have our video gamer on here because he's late.
Playing video games. But yeah, and then this will be the first year we're running a Crocodile tournament, which should be a lot of fun. And
yeah,
busy weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I've got, and I'm all over the place. I guess I'm definitely guest this, although I'm a guest this year. I'm supposed to be a guest, but I've already been assigned a job. So there's that. Which doesn't surprise me, which is totally fine. It's with the Japanese guest services. So I totally am okay with it. That absolutely is fine. I'll be helping just set up panels with Ikebana and stuff like that, which is good. My Ikebana skills are really sucky, but that's all right. At least I have some. So Ikebana is flower arrangement. But the last time I did flower arrangement was on Sensei's grave, and I love the fact that it was all this whole thing that they were. My dojo mates were like, just make the flowers look nice. So I organized them, made them look nice, and they went, "Oh, that's great!" And then reorganized them. I was like, uh-huh. My Ikebana skills are not as good as my Kyudo skills. But that's okay. So yeah, so Friday I'm going to be doing old school anime, how it was done before computers, which is cool. We bring in some cells and cell work and backgrounds and things like that. We can look at all these things. It'd be really cool.
You should just take that VHS tape that you used to show back at Greenwood.
Yep.
Just play that.
I usually play something similar to that. So we can, there's actually what I tend to like to do is show, there was a version of Beauty and the Beast that was shown in 1991 at the New York Film Festival. And it was incomplete. It wasn't done yet. So they just had it running as it, with the pieces that were already done. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes it's just the storyboards, sometimes it's the animatics, sometimes it's the pencil drawings, and then sometimes it's the full, all complete version of it. And it just pops back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I love showing that because it shows all of the different stages of animation in a nice, short, just that first song from Beauty and the Beast has all of the different things. But yeah, that one's one of my favorites. And then on Saturday, I'm doing a Kyudo panel, which is cool. And then, of course, I'll do Get Besom Gundam at 6:00 that night. But then I got an interesting panel that I'm doing at 11 a.m. on Sunday, which is I'm doing a panel on little Japanese vehicles, Keiji Dosha, the culture of little vehicles, which I thought that was like a long shot because I gave them like 12 panels to choose from. So I'm letting Alex He His join.
Aha.
There's Alex He His. So, but yeah, that's the panel I'm doing on Sunday, and I'm actually impressed that was the one that they chose. I thought I was going to do a panel with Dr. Friedman, but I'm not doing one. They didn't want me to do one with her, so which is okay.
So you're going to bring in a bunch of little cars to show the audience?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to go with that one, what the angle is I want to take on that one. I was thinking the truck that you got me that one time, and hey Brent, so the little Matchbox truck, I was thinking of bringing that with a sign on top that says actual size.
Nice.
Like you just set it on the table. Although that said, day before yesterday, I was driving down Wadsworth, and right behind me was an Acti. So like somebody has decided that since the K-Tora laws have passed here in Colorado, but I mean, it was a legitimate Acti, and it was right behind me, and I was like, oh, look at that. And I was just all excited because I was like, there we go. Finally, now you're starting to see K-Tora actually on the roads. Somebody was actually driving one of those little trucks out there on Wadsworth with me. And Brent's like, I'm into the K-Trucks. Yay.
K-Truck versus a Mini Cooper, which would win?
In what way?
Head-on collision.
Right. Head-on collision. Well, I mean, I guess the Mini Cooper probably is better built for that. That's what they're designed for. But yeah. But like a tug of war.
They're designed for it. It's like their whole purpose is just to crash into other cars. I want that Mini Cooper. Right. It's a Kazon Mini Cooper.
Right.
Just crash it into ships.
Just crash into. No, I mean that's something I keep telling the kids in our class all the time is that our cars are designed to self-destruct so that they save us. That's their point.
A blade of armor.
Yep, they're designed to explode so that they will save our butts. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to doing the little panel on K trucks and K cars and the little cars, the whole universe of little cars. I think that'll be so much fun.
Sweet.
Way too much fun.
So as you can tell, we're just talking about NDK stuff since it's coming up in a few days.
Right.
Which is good because we actually talked about a couple of things about your zone, and I was like wondering, we don't know. We will have to ask Alex now.
I was actually referring to the Gundam card game,
Yeah.
and the miniature game.
Card game.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Gundam or the BattleTech. I guess BattleTech.
Yeah.
Gundam BattleTech pods. No, the Gundam card game I haven't found anything of really.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're gonna have that or not, but
Yeah, you're really excited about that.
Gundam card game?
Yeah. Weren't you really excited
Yeah.
about that? And like how the little figures go with it and stuff. So
hopefully the guys coming into the dojo to sell stuff and run card game tournaments might have that there. I'm not sure what their stuff is that they have, but I do know they're running Magic and other things. I've been sorting the stuff for the Magic tournament I'm going to run. I haven't come up with a good name for it yet, though. I'm not sure if I'm going to call it lunch bag magic or garbage bag magic or grab bag magic or something, because everybody's going to grab bag, brown bag battle. But yeah, I'm going to get those. I'm going to get those little lunch bags, and people. That's what your deck will come in, and your deck will consist of I don't know 200-300 cards that you can build your deck out of.
Right, your pool.
Your pool. It's all bulk.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to put I'm going to allow, since one, there's like really no way to police this to prevent it from happening. So I think I'm just going to make it a part of the feature of the game is that if you want to trade cards with other players, you can. So, because I'm making the bags as equal as possible, like same number of rares and uncommons and commons and roughly the same number of colors, so you'll have a huge variety of different colors to choose from. The thing that the bags will be missing is you're not going to get a lot of repeats, so just by the nature of the bags it's almost going to be like a Highlander deck,
right?
But yeah, it should be fun. I can't imagine why anybody would be upset because it's free and you're getting a bag of Magic cards for free.
Right.
So
cool. How many players are you going to support?
Right now, I'm looking at roughly 37 is what it's working out to.
Let me do you a favor. Right now.
Yeah.
Make it 36, so you have a perfect square.
Gotcha. Yeah, I figured I'd cut it down, and then that way there'd be extra decks left over in case something happens.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to cap it at like 36. The more players, the more it's going to have to be like single elimination or something, because there's just not going to be enough time for everybody to get to play in a bunch of games.
Right. Cool.
So restreams telling you it's time for stuff. Brown bag combat, brown bag battle.
Yeah, brown bag battle.
It's not brown bag batter. That might be different. But cool. How are your tournament stuff coming along that you're planning for?
Oh, be picking up the trophies here a few days. I outsourced the painting of it for the first time because I've got people who are better at that than I am, and I was like, it was never I must be in control thing. It was just more of along the lines of, oh fuck, I got to get that done type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. We're going to have, for a retro year, it's going to be a retro theme year. It's going to be a lot more modern games than I kind of wanted, just because it just turned out that way. You know, we're going to be running Mario Kart World. We're going to be running City of Wolves, which honestly is not as good as Mark of the Wolves, but that could be my nostalgia talking. I think we talked about that a couple of shows ago. And then and the other one's going to be Tekken 8, because we didn't run a Tekken 8 tournament when it came out, and because it was last year we would have done it, but it was the Smash Stravaganza last year, which went over really well. I don't remember if we talked about it, but it actually went over pretty well. It was really funny with that. I remember this one guy's going like, "I'm glad you didn't do this wheel of random teams for Smash Melee, because I would have like thrown a fit." I'm like, dude, I would have been pissed off if we did that. So don't worry about it, man. But yeah, no, so we got that going on. Yeah, we got battle mech pods. Be super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm going to spend some quality time at the battle mech pods.
Yep. So that'd be cool and stuff. And yeah, it's gonna be another weekend in paradise.
I'm trying to remember what the last Tekken game was that I played.
The last
I don't
Tekken
know,
game
but
I played seriously was Tekken 2 or 3.
yeah, I think it was 2 for me as well.
Might have been
But
3. Yeah, it was probably 3 for me. But
I am definitely on guest list at this time around. So I challenge you to something fighty.
all right,
I don't know.
sure.
We will fighty. I will lose, but I will enjoy the hell out of it. So
Right.
that's all I ask.
Cool. Yeah, we're our own stand-ups are gonna. They need some repairs done, and so I've been impressing upon my crew to bring some tools and some stuff to do that with. So we'll probably do that on site. Yeah, yeah. There's some stuff that we're not really sure about. Some stuff is coming down to just the wire. Just like, do we have are we gonna have Japanese arcade or VR or pinball? We're not sure.
Maybe Japanese VR pinball.
And then yeah, as far as retro tournaments go, we are gonna have one. I own 2 of the Ranma 1/2 fighting games for Super Nintendo, so we're gonna run one of those. And I don't know if which one I want to run yet, because the second game has better graphics and is more well balanced. The first game is bonkers broken. If you there are characters that are definitely busted. In just it's just crazy. So I don't know, what do I want to see them do? Just go ham on busted characters or not? We'll figure. I'll probably leave it up to the people who show up. Honestly,
I didn't know there were 2.
there's at least 3.
Oh, the one I have is called Hard Battle, I think.
I've got one of those. That's the second one.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Hard Battle. The first one is the name. Yeah. The first one I think is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, is, guys, since you know Japanese, is named like Neighborhood Conflict or something. And the third one, I don't remember what it's named, but it's actually if possible, it's even slower and more deliberate than the second game, but it is also bonkers broken.
The one I'm seeing here is called The Treasure of the Red Cat Gang.
Yeah.
Which that is the title.
And I bought some rum for my scallywag crew. I also bought another bottle of a little something. I'm going to show this bottle off. So we'll be breaking open this bottle for our opening toast.
Oh,
this be very good rum here.
Looks lovely.
And then because I'm so goth I fart ash. It's a gargoyle topped black currant bourbon, and that you take the bead out and it pours from the gargoyle's mouth.
Oh, that's good. That's actually kind of good.
So cheesy, it's awesome. And
can I be part of your crew?
It's the kind of thing that yeah, I mean, if you're there when we do our opening toast, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm only going to want one a little bit, but I want to try it.
But then so we got that. What's it? And then we're going to be running Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. And that one I need to coordinate with Scott Anime and be because he wants to be the hidden boss. We haven't done a hidden boss in the game in a while. So that'll be really cool. What's the
You just
third?
broadcasted that though, so they're not hidden anymore.
Okay, yeah, our 5 viewers.
Yep.
Just break it, yeah.
Besides, what are they gonna do? Like slip him a Mickey before they have to fight him?
Come here, yeah, none of this, none of that. But slip on my Mickey.
Yep.
But yeah, so and then but yeah, like I always loved doing the hidden boss thing. It was always fun. Like I was the hidden boss for a couple games. Like I was a hidden boss on of course Gamecles, but like for gosh, when was the last time I was a hidden boss? Might have been Ninja Gaiden Black Score Challenge. Yeah. But my favorite time being the hidden boss was when in the early days of NDK, when we were at the Holiday Inn, we ran Mario Kart Double Dash. And we had the tournament on Saturday. And of course I was in fighting shape then. And the guys who won, I'm like, hey, my fiance is going to be here tomorrow. And we play Double Dash. So if you want to step on up and get an extra prize, you know, da-da-da-da-da. And so Lauren shows up dressed like the Baroness.
I have that picture somewhere.
Yep. And so we're just playing. We're just playing against randos, and the two guys come up and they watch us play like one course against some other people. They're like, nope. Like they didn't even try. It's like
they recognize their limits.
Yep. Anyway, it's about that time.
They knew what their limits were. It is that time for speaking of limits. It's the time to talk about how Geek Tank is sponsored by Kieran Games, Geekway Homes, The Massage Wizard, and your mom.
Who gots? Take it to the limit.
Your mom.
Gots. Take it to the limit. Your mom is to the limit. To the limit for who gots. Referencing Homestar Runner. Gotta love it. Couple geeky things. One thing is that I have finished watching Andor.
Oh, good.
I heard that it was slow. And in fact, when I was first watching, I was kind of like, I'm not really super invested in this. So I was like watching like 3/4 an episode here, half an episode there. But as the story continued, it picks up momentum.
It does.
And I think that I would not call it slow. I would call it deliberate.
Yeah.
Because it picks up momentum and continues to do so through second season, and then Rogue One, and then A New Hope. Like I've actually watched all of those. Like I finished up Andor, and then the next day I started into Rogue One, and then after finishing Rogue One, I rewatched A New Hope, and I'm like, wow, this is continuing to just accelerate throughout this whole thing, and I really liked it. I really liked Andor.
Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed Andor as well.
And I have to say that I was not impressed by Rogue One when I first watched it, when it came out several years ago. But
yeah, I seem to remember you and I having that discussion. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a couple things I really hate about it. Like, oh look, it's 3PO and R2 again. But
hey Bob.
But no, I mean, there's a lot to like there, and as being someone who read every Stephen King novel and short story as The Dark Tower was originally being published, yeah, I mean, I really like to see those connections made and everything. So that was cool. That was really cool. So
I started rewatching Community again because you mentioned you were watching some of it, I think.
I want to. We haven't started in on it yet. Yeah, we're still kind of watching some other stuff.
It's on Hulu now. And I am happy to say they have put back in season 2, episode 14, which had been pulled out.
The Lambada episode.
Well, it's where it's the one with the forbidden, drow.
Right.
Since someone does drow face. But cool. Yeah, it's a fun show. And then I started rewatching Peacemaker because Peacekeeper. Now I'm Yeah, Peacekeeper. Because they just started season 2, but they're doing one episode at a time. So I'm like, I'm just going to go back and start from season 1 again because it's been a long time since I watched it. And then by the time I get to season 2, there'll be a few episodes out to watch.
Cool.
What else?
Let's see. I will. One thing that I didn't know was going on, it was sort of a surprise, was the K-pop Demon Hunters sing-along events
Yeah,
that occurred around the country. We
and they
found
were
out
all
about
sold
one.
out before I could buy tickets. I was very
That
sad.
really,
Yeah,
huh? 'Cause we went and I bought the kiddo a ticket at about 2:30 on Saturday for the 3:50 showing.
they must have
And
added showings
okay, yeah, because
because
there seemed to be a
when I
lot of
first
showings and a
when it
lot
was
of things.
first put up, I couldn't get. They were all sold out at Sloan's Lake, at Westminster, everywhere, and I was like, well, that's a thing. So I think they may have added.
Yeah, I think they did because there
Showings.
seemed to be a lot of showings and lots of seats taken, but still room.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go too with the kid.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, specifically the kid, not me. Not me. I'm not. I don't like that movie. No, it's the kid. Just the kid.
I watched it and enjoyed it. I knew I would not enjoy it in a theater full of screaming kids.
Yes. I'm not sure I will enjoy it in the theater full of screaming kids. I like that movie a lot. That was a fun movie.
Yeah,
I've been making that joke a lot, though, that I don't like it. No, my kid likes it. I've been making that joke.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Kids mean Kool-Aid. Kids mean kids movies.
It does look like it's coming to the sing-along version is coming to Netflix.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Like, do they
it means
have it where they don't?
Well, yeah, because
all the words are on there.
You can always do subtitles anyway, and the showings that they did were the full movie. They weren't just the songs.
Yeah.
So
maybe it was just to let the audience know, hey, expect the audience to be singing along. If that's not what if you don't want to be part of that environment, don't come to the showing.
Right.
Yeah, apparently the kids know the dialogue as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying the dialogue, which I think is cool.
I mean,
it's got strings of Rocky Horror going on for it, and I can really appreciate that. Wow, Alex just exploded. All of a sudden, your face is like red. Alex explodes. But yeah, I mean, that was, and the thing is that I'm duly impressed with this particular movie for multiple reasons. One thing that's really interesting to me, I mean, I don't know if we talked about this last week or a week before, but it hit the main song Golden hit number 1 on the top 100 pop Billboard charts, which is the first time a K-pop group's ever hit number 1. And the first time a girl group has hit it since, I think it was Destiny's Child in 2002. So, and it came out of nowhere. Nobody expected this to. I mean, least of all the lady who made the movie. But it hit the number 1 on the U.S. charts and the UK charts. And now the movie itself is it's number 2 in Netflix streaming. But it'll be number 1 this next week. It's just eating everybody's lunch. And it came out of nowhere. And I mean, that's one of the things that's interesting. But the thing that I find fascinating about it is this is one person's vision. And that's one of the reasons why I think it's so pure and honest. It's the lady who made it, and I can't remember her name right off the top of my head, but she wrote songs for K-pop back in the day. She actually wrote for one of the groups that I like quite a bit, which is Red Velvet. But she never made it. She didn't make the cut for a K-pop group. So instead she wrote her own movie. And now, of course, she's doing all of the live performances with the other 2 singers who are in there, and they're doing all the parts and everything like that. And they're just killing it, and I'm really digging this. I've been into K-pop now for 3-4 years, so I got into it via J-pop, and because a lot of the K-pop groups will sing their songs in Japanese, and so I got into the sound and vibe via J-pop, which I've been in, of course, forever, and so that's an interesting thing. But I'm really impressed because Asian Americans are well underrepresented, underrepresented, and especially in media, Asian women are usually stereotyped and very heavily stereotyped. And so this was a real interesting thing that she broke all the stereotypes, and it still became this sleeper hit that everybody loves.
So I'm not sure which charts you're looking at, but Blackpink, I think, beat them to the charts as far as being the first all-female act K-pop stuff to get to the U.S. billboards, and then
No,
BTS.
number one. It's number one on top. Not Blackpink was on the billboards, but
becomes female act to make number one on the U.S. billboards 200. So they did make number one. So
it was in the news.
it might have been a very specific chart that they got.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking right now.
Or it might have been a category because it was a movie. Maybe it was like the first number one movie or something. That's
the Billboard Hot 100. Okay, so
but BTS I knew had to have broken some records because our buddy Chelsea's a big BTS fan.
So I'm looking at Huntrix Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. It's number one on Billboard Hot 100.
Okay, they're just not the first, I don't think, but cool that they made it.
Yeah, it is. Although I am perplexed because I'd swear that was. Yeah, see, it says the number one song is Golden by fictional K-pop girl group Huntrix from the Netflix film K-pop Demon Hunters. It reached number one on the Billboard Hot 100 in August 2025, becoming the first number one by a female K-pop group and the first number one by a fictional ensemble since the cast of Encanto.
Well, fictional ensemble, I can know for sure since Blackpink's not fictional.
Yeah, Blackpink's not fictional.
So
Blackpink is angry music.
Yeah.
I like to listen to Blackpink when I'm having a bad day.
Yeah, it's October 2022 is when they hit the Billboard's number one.
Well, I'll bet you that there's a difference. So I follow a Facebook group called Charlie's Attic, and it's the top. It's all of the top music from the 1980s, and they like to do on this week in 1986. This was the top 100. And I noticed that they do have the top 100, the hot 100, the top 100, pop, adult contemporary. So there's different varying things. So I'll bet you that the significance here is hot 100.
Yeah.
Billboard Hot 100. I'll bet you is what it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because all of these are saying Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters tops Billboard Top Hot 100. So it's specifically saying Hot 100. America's new number one song is by a group that doesn't exist. Says Slate.
Oh, here we go. So yeah, Billboard Hot 100 ranks the popularity of individual songs based on sales, radio airplay, and streaming, while Billboard 200 ranks the popularity of albums by combining album sales, track equivalent albums, and streaming equivalent albums into equivalent album units. So in short, the Hot 100 is a song chart and the Billboard 200 is an album chart. So
that makes some sense.
Yeah. So
yeah, and Golden is now number one on Spotify globally.
Which is funny because
this song is reaching across nations. Like it's hot in Japan, it's hot in Korea, here, the UK. It's hot all over the place. I mean, it's a good song too.
The only one I've heard, which I like, is how it's done.
Yeah, that one's good too. I would sing Golden for you in karaoke, but I think I'd kill myself. It's got an awful lot of very high notes. Doesn't mean it's not a. I'd have to sing Soda Pop.
How it's done's got a lot of fast,
do that.
A lot of fast rap style stuff, which I was all in for until I got to the foreign language, and I'm like, nope, can't do that. I'll butcher
Did you do Soda Pop? You mean?
No, how it's done.
Oh, how it's done. Yeah. No, we could try that. I'll try that with you.
Well, I don't know the stuff. I just know when I heard the song, I know that the lyrics made me think of Julie. So.
Yep. It's so I'm just impressed. Anyway, the long and the short of this is like it's kind of cool to see that. It's also like I've had a couple of instances recently where it's been interesting to see how the culture changed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I was. I was in some absolutely normal. Oh, I know where I was at. I was at Cracker Barrel. Of all places, I was at Cracker Barrel, and they had D&D dice sets, and I was like, "That's not what I expected to see here."
Were they Cracker Barrel themed dice?
No, they were just normal D&D. If you went to Cracker Barrel to play D&D and you forgot to buy dice, they've got them up front, just so you guys know. But I was like, and they weren't even. I mean, they weren't particularly spectacular dice, but they were full sets. I mean, the 4 through the 20. So I mean, like, it was a full legit D&D set, and I was like, I just don't know how to handle that at Cracker Barrel of all places. I was like, well, that's a thing. But it's interesting because that's not the first time I have seen stuff now where the geek culture is in mainstream, just sitting out in the mainstream like it's perfectly normal. Like that's not strange or anything, you know? So I don't know if that just is sadly we now finally have enough buying power that this is a thing, or you know what I mean? Like that we now are the target audience, or
well, I'm not surprised Cracker Barrel has them since Walmart carries D&D stuff. So,
well, no, it's not that necessarily so much as, you know, you kind of reference, you know, 1997 me and look back at 1997 me, and like there would have been no way I would have found D&D. I wouldn't have been able to find D&D dice anywhere but Black and Red, and only if I was lucky at Black and Red back then, you know. And like D&D dice was really hard to come by, and nobody knew what anime was, and you know what I mean. It just barely started to break out of its shell.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Stranger Things and Critical Role are the two things that I think really had it blow up in popularity.
Well, and I'm not really necessarily, I mean, though that is definitely true, I am not really kind of harping on that particular thing so much as it's interesting that what was very niche and for me, very, you know, I don't know, very like
hard to find. Well,
yeah,
you got to remember too. You got to remember too. We had to stay in the closet as geeks.
Yep, we did.
And
now I can be openly geeky,
right,
without worrying about people getting, you know, sticking my face in the sand.
The thing that I was noticing with it that I came to the conclusion is because it's become so mainstream, we're seeing a lot more jerks and gatekeepers than I think we would have seen back in our earlier times, because the people that had to be in the closet understood keeping everybody safe and understanding the community is what matters, as opposed to my bros that play D&D and girls aren't allowed,
right,
or something like that. So
No, I don't
I
tend
don't
to agree
know.
with that. I think most, I mean, my experience is that there's a lot of gatekeeping way back then too.
Yeah,
I might have been sheltered from it by not being the people that was being kept
was
out at the gates.
gate kept. Yeah, we really aren't the target audience for gatekeeping. You know, you and I.
It could just be I'm more aware of it now.
Yeah, I mean that's also true. I mean, I considered myself to be pretty open-minded in my 20s, but I consider myself markedly more open-minded now than I was in my 20s. You know what I mean? Like looking back on myself in my 20s, I'm like, you know, there were still areas where I was like, that did not go so well. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think that it is particularly funny though that when I tell my kids that I listen to K-pop, that the weird looks they give me, like they're like, there's no way. Yeah, there's always been a ton of gatekeeping in the nerd community.
Yeah, I remember my brother's sci-fi group that he was a part of must have been an anomaly because that was definitely one of the few places where I saw a good distribution of ethnicities and genders.
Nice.
And
Well, certainly, I think that's true.
I guess I'm lucky that I was in that environment and got to see that as the model as to what it should be.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, in junior high and high school, when I was in junior high and high school, my role playing groups were very even, like 50-50 male female, lots of people of color, and I didn't actually start seeing super gatekeeping until I started the con circuits. That's when I started seeing it was only certain people were only allowed, and it was almost like, and I feel like this was kind of true of the early years 80s 90s con circuits a lot, was a certain amount, especially the Trekkie communities. There were a lot of this is our safe space, go away sort of
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
attitude towards different groups. I mean, it wasn't just male female or people of color, but it was also Star Wars. People weren't allowed at the Star Trek conventions and stuff like that. You know, like that's, it's a trope and a joke now, but back in the 80s it was pretty serious in some areas where, you know, you didn't want to go to the Star Trek conventions dressed as Luke Skywalker or, you know, as Obi-Wan or anything like that, because that'd start trouble. That'd stir trouble. Whereas now all the cons seem to be all kinds of things. Yeah. I think that's what I feel like. Like our personal groups were built off of whoever we were, you know, however it was. But yeah, once you got into the cons, and even thinking about it, my con gaming buddies are all very one demographic, you know, very specifically and I don't think it was because of my con gaming buddies. I just think that the 80s 90s eras game cons, which is where I picked up most of these folks from, were all sort of in one demographic. You know, my personal gaming groups are all over the place. But yeah.
So speaking
Yeah,
of
uh-huh.
speaking of D&D games, 2026 there's a good chance that because there's a new room that's like less than half the size of the main events room at IndieK, but still a pretty big room. And I've been talking about, I don't know if you've ever seen a show called Dimension 20. It's a
Nope.
combination of improv, stage show, and D&D mixed together. So, and they have a big giant D20 that the audience can see. So when they do dice rolls, they roll the big giant D20. But I've been talking to Amanda about putting together a team and putting on a show like that during next year's con.
That'd be fun.
Since I know tons of improv performers and stuff, so
What? You?
me?
No improv people? No.
No.
Like a live action Critical Role.
Yeah, but it's your suggestions come in the form of like different conflicts that the team has to solve, or you could even get it to where some of the character traits are given as suggestions, and
So you
it's
kind of have Critical Role with Mad Lib.
yeah, and with some whose line is it anyway stage stuff. So
that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, looks like a lot of fun, and I think it would go over really well.
Cool.
Especially if it's anime twist on whatever RPG it is we're running.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's from Dimension 20.
Oh, okay. I'm still behind on Critical Role. Their podcasts are like 5 hours long, so.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is brand new stuff too. He's just now taking it over this year.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm still way behind on Critical Role's actual podcast because they're
5 hours long. I'm watching a 9-hour long video on LA Noire.
I know. No, actually, I really enjoy listening to Critical Role when I'm doing homework. It's great homework stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's a D&D game, and I mean, I hate to say this, but I'm sort of pre-programmed to work during D&D games. All of my life, I sit there and draw during the games, so kind of already pre-programmed to settle in and just keep one ear open for my turn.
My favorite thing to watch / listen to while doing homework was Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah, that works.
Because I love Twin Peaks, and I've watched it a million times. I've watched it in, gosh, it's probably been like 2 years. It's about time to watch it again. But
Star Trek's safe too.
But like I would watch Twin Peaks, and I know it so well that I'd be like working on my reading my book, taking my notes, whatever, doing my homework, and be like, oh, I love this scene. So good.
Right.
And yeah.
It is interesting that they're staying with 5e 2024 and not going to Daggerheart.
Yeah, and
there
then
must
when
be
I
a
would
reason
do
for that.
Then when I would do it's okay. Then like when I in preparing for tests and stuff, I'd go into the classroom, and then I would like put on the Twin Peaks soundtrack. It was before the test, so yeah. Daggerheart.
The reason that Matt Mercer is moving on is because he has an RPG that he's promoting called Daggerheart.
Oh, okay.
And one of the creators behind it, he did say a thing about he didn't want the D&D fans to be upset with Critical Role changing systems. So the plan is to stick with D&D for Critical Role, and then I guess he's going to start a new thing for Daggerheart.
Well, that makes some sense.
Oh.
I mean, I'm okay with whatever. I don't usually listen to these games for the rules anyway.
But you're not following along with a book, and you're doing annotations on rules?
I mean, honestly,
how dare they, sir?
I am GMing right now in Savage Worlds because that is probably the simplest, easiest system I've dealt with in a long time. Very rules light.
Lasers and feelings.
Okay, short of lasers and feelings. Although I did love lasers and feelings, but
you got two stats: lasers and feelings.
Right.
All right.
That's
good.
Yeah.
I still want to get a copy of Thirsty Sword Lesbians and Advanced Lovers and Lesbians.
Mm-hmm. I feel like if you ran that at IndieK, it would go over really well.
Right?
Yeah. That's another thing I feel like is more open and accepting these days than it was back then. There were like, well, we know that these two are probably dating, but we won't talk about it in the 80s, or whatever. And now it's like, yeah, these two are dating and it's all good. Nobody cares, which is nice. A nice shift.
That almost seemed out of the blue.
Well, like because the lesbians commentary, which I was like, yeah, I felt like in the 80s, 90s, people would have been freaked out about that, oh no, let's not talk about that. We don't talk about that. Now it's like, yeah, we play that, and we play that because we are in fact lesbians or whatever, and everybody would be like, oh, cool, and just kind of move on with their lives.
Where's my heterosexual barbarian game at? Rah rah rah.
Right.
Sorry, had to be that ass over.
Right.
Make fun of them. All right. I had to look up
All right.
Spiral. So yeah, looks like an interesting spy cyberpunk kind of game.
Cool.
Spire.
That's
cool. You were playing we're playing Shadowrun with Savage Worlds rules, because Shadowrun's rules are complicated and oppressive.
Savage Run.
Yeah, it's called Netrunners, but you're playing on you're playing Shadowrun's universe and world. Mm-hmm. So we're in Seattle, and we're dealing with all of the stuff that's going on in Seattle in about 2078. And so it's 5th Ed Shadowrun that we're running under. And it's because I did a humble bundle for Shadowrun at one point in time and ended up with all of the books. And so I have all of 5th Ed books. But yeah, I was going to do that. And then Shadowrun's main book is something like 480 pages long. And I was like, oh boy. And I know that a lot of it's because they've got storytelling in there to get you oriented to the world. But yeah, I was still like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And then I found out that there was Netrunners, which allows you to play Shadowrun, but with Savage Worlds rules set, which I like. The real reason I like Savage Worlds is because I get to use all the dice still. And if I'm going to go out and buy all these pretty dice sets, the least I can do is use all of them. Mm-hmm. You know, there's all these games like GURPS was great, but it only used really 6-siders. I was like, Meh. It was like, or, you know, even my beloved favorite ICE only used 10s. Yeah, Earth Dawn.
Is Tacticon still happening opposite of NDK?
Yes.
July 17th to 21st.
Oh, no, that's Gen Con, then it's the other one. Or Dragon Con.
Dragon Con.
But there's not a local one.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not knocking Shadowrun at all. The world building in Shadowrun is amazing. And honestly, I played Shadowrun, was one of the last games that I played with my high school game group. And when we all started going off to college at the end of high school, we played one more game set of Shadowrun with that crew. And then everybody went their own separate ways. And so Shadowrun always holds a very special place in my heart, because that was, you know, Tacticon is this weekend, says Bob.
Okay.
There's no Tacticon.
No Tacticon is this weekend.
Oh,
okay.
No. I have no idea what you're saying,
I don't know.
Bob, you didn't add enough. There wasn't enough punctuation.
Insufficient punctuation.
You're leaving
Grammar police, go!
Dangling. But you can go to bed now.
I still want to do a vegan
we love
police
you.
costume at some con.
As always, we love you.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah, August 28th. For some reason, the other website I went to had it in July. So yeah, if you're going to be at Tacticon, there's a good chance our sponsor might be there, Kieran Games.
There we go. Thank you, Bob.
Okay, I thought it might be.
Now you can go to bed now.
Thank you. Sleep well and wake.
All right. So yeah, check out Kieran Games for at Tacticon. They're probably going to. I think they'll be there. I'm not positive though.
Not sure. I don't know where our sponsors will be scattered amongst the groups. I am unsure. So.
All right.
Well,
do we want to call next Monday, since we're both going to be con, or three of us are going to be recovering from con?
Sure.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't come back on. Although I won't be staying Sunday night. I'm coming home with the rest of the normal people.
Oh,
because I'm guest this year and not staff, even though I've gotten drafted. but yeah. So
Okay.
anyway,
Well,
yeah, we probably should be back in 2 weeks. You'll probably see us in 2 weeks.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair. But either way, that is in fact all the time that we have for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So until 2 weeks from now, I've been Guy.
I've been Troy.
And I've been Alex.